Hello. I'm sure you already know this is my way of welcoming you by saying hello. Right? Okay, today is going to be a brief one. I'm going to be demonstrating step-by-step process on how to apply for your temporary resident visa. That means your TRV. Right, and we all know that a whole lot of people, when they come in here for study, or you're here for your work permit, maybe you had a work permit, either open or closed work permit, or your postgraduate, or as a student, right? After a while, the visa that brought you into Canada might have expired, but then again, your work permit is actually a document validating that you can work in Canada, you're eligible to work in Canada, right? But what happens if you want to go back home, you want to visit your loved ones, right? You might not be able to return to Canada. Of course, you can travel out, but coming back, that work permit document you have is not a valid travel document. So this is where your TRV comes to play. You will need to put in an application for your temporary resident visa so that you can leave and come back into Canada. So oftentimes, because of the longevity of time you've spent in Canada, your prior TRV might have expired. So how do you put in a new one so that you can breathe in and out here? Right, so this is what we're going to be demonstrating today, how to put in your temporary resident visa application. So before we get started, as usual, you know I will always solicit that you like, you share, you subscribe to this channel, and also hit the notification button so that whenever I post my videos, you'll be one of the first to be notified that, hey, there's a new video uploaded, so you can benefit from the wealth of information I'm sharing with everyone. So without taking much of our time, click the like, share, and subscribe button, right? So let's get started. So if we search for GCQ, we're just going to try to sign into our GCQ. So come here. By now, for this particular one, you already have a GCQ details, right? You have applied for either coming in as a student or as a worker, so you have this. So it will bring us to a landing page like this, and we're going to sign into our account. So we are signing to our account right now. So once you've signed into your account, you're just going to scroll down to the bottom of the account, to the end of your account, and you come to apply to come to Canada. So you click here. It's come to apply to Canada. You have the personal reference code method, and I do not have a personal reference code. So I'm just going to click here, visitors visa, study visa, or work permit. So in this case, you will click visitors visa. And then it's going to come up with different questionnaires to see your eligibility for which of the visa application. Because yes, this portal is used to apply for your study visa, your student visa, your study permit, your student visa, your work permit, different application, depending on how you respond to the questionnaire. So what would you like to do in Canada? You would like to work. None of this other applies to you again. You would like to work. So you click on I would like to work. How long are you planning to stay in Canada? Don't forget, this time around is not your visiting visa. You're going to now say more than 6 months because you have a postgraduate work permit or either a closed work permit or any other open work permit. Then select the code that matches one of your passports. So this is for your country. For the sake of this video, I'm a Nigerian. So I'm just going to use this. And country of residence, now you're resident in Canada. So what is your current country or territory of residence? If you're presently in Canada, you should select Canada. Because you're in Canada, you want to travel back home, you need your TRV. So this, do you have a family member who is a citizen or permanent resident above 18? For the sake of this video, I'm going to say no. If you do have, please put it. So your date of birth, For the sake of this video, our date of birth has always been 1990, 1st of January. And we're going to go next. Are you a lawful permanent resident of United States? Whatever, no. And I'm going to go next. What is your current immigration status in Canada? So I'm a worker in Canada. You're no longer a student. You're a worker. This applies to postgraduate work permit holders and any other work permit holders. And you're going to click next. So are you going to be working in any of this industry? If it applies to you, say yes. I'm going to use no for the sake of this video. Are you a spouse or common law partner of a person who owns a valid work permit or is applying for a work permit, hold temporary resident visa, apply for permanent resident? This is if your partner is the one applying. So in this case, I'm assuming I am single and I am not, I'm the owner of this application who owns the work permit, not my partner, right? So I'm just going to put no to this. So are you a spouse or common law partner or dependent child of a person who is a foreign government officer, employed for a foreign company, a religious worker? None of these apply to me, so I'm just going to put no for everything. I'm not a diplomat or a spouse of a diplomat, so I'm just going to say no, then click. All these questions actually have visa class that it's going to approve for you or tell you you're eligible for. So depending on the responses you give, right? So I'm just going to use no for all these to make it seamless. I need this to be in and out quick. Are you a spouse or common law partner of a person who holds a study permit? So I'm going to say no, right? Because I'm doing it myself because I'm the one holding the work permit. So if yes, you're applying TRV as an open work permit holder because your partner has closed work permit or postgraduate work permit, so this is applicable to you. But in this case, it's going to be no for the sake of this video. Have you been told by Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada office that you are approved in principle for permanent resident? No, I've not started my PR application process for the sake of this video. Have you submitted your PR application in Canada? No. Do you have a written job offer? So I'm going to say no. So in this case, if you have a work permit, you can say yes. Some students actually have postgraduate work permits, but they do not have a job yet, right? But you can also put yes. Let me even use yes for the sake of this video. And what is your marital status? I'm going to put I am single. I don't want to use married here, so I don't have multiple. Right. Oh, okay. Let me use married. I'm married. What is the province of destination? I'm going to use Ontario. And next. So, based on the information you provided, the result below indicate whether you may be eligible to come to Canada on work permit in Canada and temporary resident. Right? Did you know why it's open up work permit for me? Because I responded to the question, did you have a valid job offer? I said yes. So this is just me demonstrating that depending on the responses you give to the questionnaires, it's going to open up different eligibility for you for different visa class. So it gave me the two options. I am eligible for work permit in Canada. They said you may be eligible to extend your stay in Canada to work with a work permit because I said I already have a job offer. Or you will need a temporary resident visa to return to Canada. If you're working or studying in Canada, your temporary resident visa may expire at the same time as your work permit or study permit. So if your work or study permit is expiring soon, please renew your study or work permit first. Once your study or work permit is approved, you may apply for the temporary resident visa. So for the sake of this video, it's just a temporary resident visa. So I'm just going to be clicking on the one that I want to apply for, right? So if it is work permit, based on your responses, you just do this. So I'm just going to click on this. And it says temporary resident visa. You're almost there. Your personal checklist. I'll continue. Find out if you're eligible. Which of these best describe your situation? I have a study permit for specific institute or level of education. I have a study permit. I have a work permit restricted to a specific employer. So this particular one is for closed work permit. I have an open work permit. So depending on your situation, if you're the student, I have a study permit for specific institution or level of education. This applies to you. But you can just put, I have a study permit for those that already have a study permit. And I have a work permit restricted. If you have a closed work permit, if you have an open work permit, you pick on this. So for the sake of this, we have an open work permit, which is applicable for those that have postgraduate work permits. If you have a postgraduate work permit, you need to click on I have an open work permit. And if you have a closed work permit, you click on this. So for the sake of this video, I'm going with this. Yes, and you click on next. Have you had a medical exam performed by IRCC, authorized panel physician? The answer should be yes, because you've had a previous application done, right? You've done your study permits before, depending, right? So I'm going to say no for the sake of this video because I'm assuming that you've stayed in Canada for over 12 months. So whatever medicals you've done before is expired. So we are doing a new one. So no. Next. Find out if you're eligible to apply. Do you fit in any of this profession? I'm just going to say no. I'm not in any of those professions. And find out if you're eligible. Any of this, I'm just going to say no as well. Next. Do you want to submit this application for any family member? I said I was married. Do you want to submit an application for a family member? No, I'm doing it for myself alone. So I'm just going to go no. Are you giving someone access to your application? No, I'm doing this myself. This is one of the things this channel promotes, how to do it yourself. In the past 10 years, have you given your fingerprint? Yes, definitely. Yes, you did during your study permit or during your work permit. So the response is yes. There are a fee associated with this application. Will you be paying your fee or are you fee exempt? You will definitely be paying. And next, are you able to make digital copy of your document with a scanner or camera? Definitely yes. Will you be paying your application fee online? Of course, yeah, with your debit card or your credit card. So this is just your application summary. Review your answers. So you can go over this again. Should you have made mistake in any of the responses, you can click on this button here. It's an edit button. Takes you back to the session you want to edit. And you go ahead and edit all information. If you do not have anything to edit, you just scroll down, then you click on next and takes you to the document checklist. You're submitting your application. These are the steps. Please do well to read this. It's just telling you the size, the file you're going to be uploading. It should not be more than, I think, 2 or 4 megabytes. So we're here, your document checklist. So these are the documents you need. It's not strenuous, very simple. So you need to complete this IMM 5257. I think I had a video where I completed this, but for a postgraduate work permit. So if you have put in for your postgraduate work permit prior to now, it is the same form. The difference is just the information you're putting in. Maybe when they're asking you there, you're saying you're applying for postgraduate work permit. For this one, you're applying for your TRV. Very simple. Then you need to upload your work permit, the one you have in Canada, either your closed work permit, your postgraduate work permit, your open work permit. Any of your work permit, upload it here. Your passport, that's your international passport biodata page, you upload it here. Your digital photo, you upload your digital photo here. Then this, if you were outside Canada, you were making this application, then you're going to fill this IMM 5257 form because it is visa made outside of Canada. But I'm assuming you were inside Canada when you were putting this. And for the sake of this, client information, you can just put in any other information you want to add, maybe If you have a job, you can put in your details of your job, proof of fund, anything you want, merge them and put them here. And your application fee is 185. It's not supposed to be 185. It's supposed to be $100 because I might have ticked that not had my biometrics done. So I'm going to be paying for biometrics. So you're just going to go over this, right? Edit any information that you think you didn't put in rightly. So this allow you to be able to edit it. So I'm just quickly scanning through and to see if there's anywhere I need. So I'm going to edit this. It says, in the past 10 years, have you given your fingerprint or photo? I said no, but the answer is yes. This is because I have. Yeah, I have. So update this information and it will just take me back there. Summary page. I'm assuming everything checks out correctly right now. Then I go to my document checklist. Do well to read all this information before you submit. It gives you information on your file size that you'll be uploading as well. So this is the document checklist. This IMM 527, this IMM 5257 form, I completed this form in my postgraduate work permit. It's the same thing, but all you need to do is just tweak some one or two information. That's it. The second important document is your study permit, the close work permit you have, or your postgraduate work permit that has been approved, or your open work permit. You upload that here. Your passport, you upload your passport here, your biodata page of your passport, and your digital photo as well. Upload that here. And this particular session is not needed because you are applying inside Canada. Should you be outside Canada, then you can complete this information. Other client information, you can put in your proof of fund. If you have a job, just showing that you have the money, right? Just put it. Any other information you want to let the visa officer have, because there's no placeholder, to put those here. Now the fee is $100. So you're going to pay $100 for this. Once you upload, you go next and you're done. So for this document, for IRCC, the document can only be opened with Adobe Reader. So if you don't have Adobe Reader, sorry, you will be unable to open any of these documents. But oftentimes when I send this document to people, please complete this document, they were like, oh, it's not opening, it's not opening. Please, it can only be opened with Adobe Reader. So let me quickly show you how to complete this document. So this is going to bring me here, and I'm going to download this version, and I'm going to open it. So you can see it's opening right now with my browser. Just opened it with my Adobe Reader. So this is how the IMM 5257 form looks like. You're just going to complete this information with everything you have. And the UCI number, you already have your UCI number on your postgraduate work permit or any of the work permits you have, work permit, close work permit. Please do well to complete it. I want service in, click the drop down, English, visa requested. What kind of visa are you requesting for? It's a visitor's visa. So you click on visitor's visa. Your family name, please do well to impute it. I'm not going to do this. And your given name, do well to impute it. Have you ever used any other name in the past? Just say no if you haven't. If you have, say yes and put it. For females that have changed their names, this is where you say, yes, I was once this before. And what's your gender? You can put female, date of birth, country or territory of birth. So for the sake of this video, let me say Nigeria. And current country or territory of residence, it is important you put Canada here because you're in Canada. You're applying for this from Canada. So Put Canada here. What is your current status in Canada? You're a worker in Canada. So from what date? So from what dates are you a worker? The information for this is on your postgraduate work permit. It will tell you from what day it was approved to what dates. Previous country visited, if you have, please put it. For this, I'm going to say no. Country or territory where you're applying for, if same as country or territory of residence, yes, it is same. I'm currently in Canada and I'm applying from Canada. Your current marital status, I'm going to put that I am married. And information, please do well to complete it. Have you previously been married? I'll say no. Your native language, put those information, your passport details, and these are basic information you have. If you're in Nigeria, your national ID, if you have a national ID, please put the information. If you don't have, just say you don't have, but most likely we do have. USPR, you don't have, so you're just going to click you don't have USPR. Contact information, put your contact information here, how they can mail you. If it's the same as your residential, please put it. And details of your visit in Canada, purpose of your visit, you're a worker, right, in Canada. Returning worker. Details of visit to Canada. Indicate how long you want to stay. Put to the end of your work permit. All these informations are basic, right? Your education, if you were here as a student, put in just your highest education is actually okay for this one, right? You schooled in Canada anyway, just put in your Canadian school. Employment, put in your employment. You have all this information when you apply for your prior study. And if you had worked in Canada, impute those here, right? And your background information, of course, you click on no to most of these questions. Have you previously applied to enter or remain in Canada? This particular one has to be yes, because you have a postgraduate work permit, so you actually have applied to stay in Canada. And I think that's just all. These are all the basic information. You sign. Do not forget to validate. Once you're done, you validate. So you click on validate. It's going to highlight everywhere you've not properly completed. So let me show you sample. So it's not going to be able to validate this. And you see? And that's it. Thank you so much for watching this far. And do not forget, you can see here. So do not forget to like, to share, to subscribe. And once you're done, do well to upload. Sorry. So once you're done, upload all your documents, pay, transmit, and that's it. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye.